Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are going to do a try on with the Wet n Wild collection. This came out a while ago, but it's new to me. My mother-in-law got me this for Christmas, so we're gonna try everything on. I only have skincare on. I'm gonna do my brows and then we'll jump in because I believe there's a primer in here, so we'll try that out. I got a couple of base products out, but I will do my eyebrows off camera before I come back. And yeah, if that sounds interesting, stick around. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. I appreciate all of you that have come back, and I just did them really quickly. I'm gonna have to redo my brow drawer since my hair is lighter, because everything that was in there obviously was meant for when my hair was black. But I do have backups, and I kept all of my lighter brow products, so that was good. But I did realize that I don't have one of my stand-up mirrors. They're both upstairs. Don't ask me why I took them up there, because I don't know why I have both of them upstairs. I don't use them when I get ready. I use the bathroom mirror. So I do have a face mirror, which if you've been around for all, you know that I loathe holding mirrors. I'm going to use you. I may need to bring you in closer than you already are, but we're going to see, because I can kind of see myself. Like, I can see myself pretty decently, so fingers crossed. Okay, everything is still in this box, so I am going to try and turn this sideways, and then I have water. Make sure you get a drink. I'm going to put my glasses on this table, and it's going to be up to you to remember where I put them, because I'm probably going to be looking around for them later. I've got face brushes, eye brushes. My main brushes are upstairs in the caboodle. I was going to bring that down. I didn't, and I don't want to go back upstairs, so we're just going to move along. So the first thing is a sticky serum primer. It does have niacinamide in it, so hopefully I will like this, because that's the e.l.f. one that I do like, is the pink one with the niacinamide. I don't like the green one that's supposed to be the dupe for the Milk Power Hydro Grip, whatever they call it. So hopefully with this having the niacinamide in it, that it will mimic the e.l.f. pink one that I like, because I don't like the e.l.f. green one. It's too sticky. Let's see if we can, there it goes. I'm going to pump out about that much to start. We can always get more. I found if you try, like with these sticky primers, especially the green one, the e.l.f. one, it is so sticky. If you try and like do the whole thing at once, like it's too much. So it's easier to, I found with that one, especially to work in like section. This one doesn't feel as bad. I would say this is probably a little bit less sticky than the pink one. I'm able to spread it better, so it's definitely, I think it's better than the green one, because like I said, that one I've had a hard time with, but again, I've found that works better to do it in small sections like what I did. And then I don't even think I have a towel. I am not prepared, but part of that's because I haven't filmed down here in a long time. So I'm going to use, there is a tablecloth on this table, so I'm just going to use that, and then I can wash it at some point. Okay, so primer is on, and I'm going to leave this stuff out of the box, because I think I'll save the box, but I'm not going to keep the products in the box. They can go in with their designated, like in my drawers. It doesn't say, like, the e.l.f. one, I think they recommend leaving it on for like 30 seconds. There's no instructions on this, so we'll just, by the time I get my life together and figure out what we're doing, it should be long enough. I'm going to use the tinted hydrator. I was going to use an actual foundation, just because a lot of these sticky primers, I think, work better with a more full coverage product. But this is pretty full coverage. I have not used this since I purchased it. My other one expired. I will say this has got a lot of like skincare stuff in it, so it doesn't, I feel like, have as big of a long of a shelf life as some of my other products, because I've got foundations in there. Like, I still have the Too Faced Peach Perfect one. I got it on Amazon when they were trying to get rid of like their dead stock, but that's probably expired. It smells fine still. And this, like I said, has pretty full coverage. Mine's in the shade medium. I think it's probably going to be a little bit dark for me right now, but I know the light shade is too light for me. And if you've been around before, I will go a little bit darker before I'll go a little bit lighter. It just tends to wash me out. And then if it's a little dark, just put it down the neck. Generally, I apply this with a brush and I use less. So I feel like a little bit darker is a little bit more forgiving in that, but we're going in with a little bit more full coverage. So, I mean, the sponge should be soaking up some, but you can see this has a decent amount of coverage for being a tinted moisturizer. And again, we'll take it down the neck because I did at one point have a lighter shade in this, but yeah, I think I'm somewhere in between, and they may have a shade in between. I usually get these in the Walmart pickup. So in the summer, when I'm outside a little bit more, this will work. So we're just going to go with it. Like I said, well, once I get it on my whole face and we get the contour and stuff on, I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I think, like I said, that looks better now that I got it blended down. I don't think we look quite so crazy, but I do like this. Like I said, I do think this works in the capacity of the pink e.l.f. Power Grip with the niacinamide. So I do like this. It's not overly sticky. So this seems fine. I'm going to go ahead and put concealer on just under my eyes and then we'll keep going. I just used the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I have two shades of this. So I used the darker shade that's more of my like skin tone, under eyes, forehead, around the nose and chin, and then I went in with the lighter shade just a little bit under each eye and then chin. This is Alabaster and the darker one is Natural. So both of these work for me, but this is obviously more brightening. I feel like my under eyes are quite dark today, so sometimes if you go in with too light of a concealer, it's not doing enough. So sometimes it's better to go in with a shade that's more closer. This is a little bit lighter, but not quite as light as the other one. So I have not set anything because we're going to go in with the cream blush and contour. There is a liquid highlighter that I may try and put on after powder just to see how it does. But this is it's a contour and highlight stick, so we'll try these. I think it'll work best. Generally, when I do powder, I try and keep it up high, but I didn't want anything to disrupt too bad. So we're going to go in with this just on the product here. And I am using my, what is this, Trick or Treat from Glamlight. So let's see. There's no, I think this was one shade. So that's where we're at. Let's see what this does. I do like how relatively thin this stick is, just for like going down the nose and stuff is nice. I do a little bit under here on the jaw and then usually up in here. And then I do have some powder bronzer. I try to keep it drugstore, so I'll put some of this on top, the Ulta Beauty, the 3-in-1, and this is in Santorini Sun, just to set, because that's how I would do it normally. Let's get a brush. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer brush, so I'm just gonna, again, my normal brushes are upstairs. This is pretty light. Like, it works for my skin tone, but I could see if you're deeper, maybe having some, like, this wouldn't work. Because like I said, I don't think there was shade options with this. I think it was just this one and that was it. Again, it works for me. If you were much darker than me, I think you're gonna have a hard time. If you're fair, obviously it'll work, but if you are darker, this is not doing it. I do have a nose contour brush, but again, it is upstairs. That'll be a recurring complaint in this video. I left it upstairs. But this seems to be fine, and it's not, it doesn't look like it's disrupted anything from what I can see. So I get it blended out. It seems fine, but again, if you're deeper than me, that's not going to work. What does this white shade look like? So there's the, like, that is white. I just have it on the back. So it does blend out. Let's try a little bit just to see what it does. And then I'll go over it with the liquid. Let's put it just on top of the cheekbone. It seems like it's just kind of a white, like not paint per se, but, and then I did get that dirty. Let's clean that. There we go. Foundation definitely did transfer a little bit onto the stick at least. So let's see. I'm just gonna make sure that brush is clean. I'm just gonna use this same brush. It's small enough. I'm just curious if it does any like brightening. It seems like it should be, like you could definitely go in just to brighten, which I think it did. And again, it doesn't look like it lifted anything, so not bad. But again, you don't have shade options with that, but it seems to be fine. And then let me, for blush, just use this one maybe. I generally like this for liquid highlighter too. That's why I keep this. Let's see. I don't know if that might work for the blush too. Okay. Before I set, okay, let's see, because they think these are all, I think these are liquid blushes. It doesn't say. I think that's what these were, because there's lip oils in here. I think these, because we have Lock, Shock, and Barrel. I think I'm going to use Shock, and then I can swatch the other two, but I wonder, it doesn't say if these are lip and cheek. I think these are, doesn't smell like anything. We'll try. Like I said, I think these are blush, but doesn't say anywhere on here. It probably says somewhere on this box what these are, but let's go in with this. See how these blend out, and then I'll set everything with powder off camera. They are blending out. Curious how fast the dry down time is. So far, it's very pigmented. I probably could have gotten away with just doing the one dot, but, and even if these are liquid lipsticks, like you can use liquid lipsticks on your face, but I don't think so just by the looking at the applicator. I think these are blush. And then I'm just, I like a little bit of like blush draping lately, so I'm just working it up, and then come in with a bigger brush just to see. But this is a pretty color. I do like this. Generally with liquid blushes, I will layer. Like I'll put down one like what I just did, and then I'll put something down on top just to set it, and that'll give me some really good longevity all day. Take what's left off on the brush. along my chin, a little bit up the temple. Okay. Does not seem, again, like it's disrupted underneath, which is nice. I'm going to go off camera and I'll set my face, and then we can swatch the other two shades and keep going. Okay, so I used Lock again, like I said, and then I did set everything just with some Rimmel Color Stay powder, and then I did use the bronzer and just a tiny bit of the blush out of here just to set everything. But there's the Lock shade. You probably could use these on your lips if you wanted to. Not really sure what else is in here. Looks like there is another like blush, so we'll put that on top. There's the purple. And again, I'll figure out if these are liquid lipsticks or not, because again, you can use liquid lipsticks, obviously, if that's what those were. I just was able to use them. But and then that was Barrel, and this is Lock. On Lockdown. This is a pretty orange color. So again, these are really nice colors. I like there's kind of a dusty rose, the deep berry, and then the orangey shade. So they're different colors. Does it say on here what everything is? It's just ingredients. There is a blush lighter palette in here that I realized, so we'll put a little bit of that on top because I didn't put much blush on. Let's see if I can get this open. I probably should have looked at these products a little better, but we're going in blind with everything. Oh, okay. So we're going to come into the blush and use a little bit of the blush. Let's see, do I have a smaller blush brush in here? That looks like highlighter. We'll just use this one. So let's, it's probably gonna look a little bit clowny, but that's all right. That's pretty. This definitely has some more pigment, so I think deeper skin tones would have an easier time with getting away with using the blushes versus that contour stick, but very nice. And then there is a highlighter in here. Let's try, I think, what is this? Let's try the liquid. This is a body illuminator. So, I mean, technically you could use it on your face. I don't know. I don't know if this is the consistency that I would put on my face. So I think I will just go in with the gold. It's probably going to be a little dark for me, and then I'll go wash my hands. But let's try, tap some off and see here. I think if we concentrate it on the blush, I think with, because I took the blush up pretty high, so I think this being a little bit darker, I think we can get away with it. Just sitting on the blush and not looking too crazy. So I don't think that's bad. Let me go wash my hands and then we'll keep going. I'm not sure if these are actually liquid blushes. I'm going to use them as that. I don't feel tacky. They set down really well. I was able to put powder on top of them. This is nice. I do like these, and I feel like these strips are big enough. If you had a smaller blush brush, you could get more. You could do both or use them separately. I was able to make that highlighter work. It's probably on the line of being too dark for me, but This is a body highlighter that it's a little bit oily, like not oily in a bad way, but I don't know that this would work on the face. I feel like this, if you didn't have foundation, like a base, if you were just doing concealer, you could probably get away with this on the face. I feel like with the consistency of this may break up what's underneath. So let's, I don't know what else is in here. Oh, we have a tubing mascara. Let's try and move the stuff that I've used towards the front here so I can make some room. Let's see, we've used that stuff. That's eye primer. Goodness. I'll just lay those down. Hopefully they don't roll off. Okay. Just trying to make some room. Okay. Put those back. I think these are eyeliners. There's one with Oogie Boogie and Zero. There's no, and it's been so long since this collection came out. So we've got a green, like a metallic green liner for the one with Oogie Boogie on it. And then I'm assuming the Zero one's probably white. Yes, some sort of metallic. So they're like glitter liners. So that's pretty. These I think would lead well to like a black liquid liner that's dried down underneath. And then I think these are lip oils. Truth or Scare. So we have a green one with Oogie Boogie. And then we have one with the Mayor. Kind of smells like mint chocolate chip. Do they both smell like that? The green one makes sense. It's kind of a weird, I think that's what it's supposed to smell like. I'm going to try the purple one. I think that's what it is. It's like some sort of minty smell. Mint chocolate. It's not a bad consistency. The doe foot's a good size, and my lips are a little bit dry, so we're going to try that. So let me get an eyelash curler. I do have a couple down here, a black liquid liner, and then we'll move into the palette. Okay, so let's look. The palette's the last thing to get out. Okay. I just put my box cutter away. Of course I did. Let's see if I can get this open. Let me try and open this. This is pretty. I could see some people having some issues with it just because it looks like there's two pressed glitters. Like this is definitely a pressed glitter, and this holographic one looks, yeah. I don't mind pressed glitter, but I know not everybody loves that, so just be aware. This was something you were looking at. There are two. There they are right there. They're not bad. They're a little dry feeling. They're not super emollient, so you are going to need a glitter glue, but let's put down an eye base and kind of see what we're working with here. I have the white Gerard clean canvas eye base on in white. This is going to give me the most like impact. I haven't used Wet n Wild shadows a ton, so I don't know how good the pigmentation is, but I will say like the stickers on the bottom wear super fast. I don't even handle this a lot, but I have this in light, which is more of like my skin tone, and then I have the white one. And then I do have my NYX glitter glue. My tube broke, so I depotted it into an empty clean canvas container if you're newer here. So we're gonna, I don't know, I have no idea. I like this purple shade, so we're gonna start there. And then there's like a navy. There's not a lot of light shades in here, so I feel like this is a very mid-tone palette. I think the color story does fit. And I'll bring you in a little bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing, but I don't dislike the color story of the palette. I do think it works. Let's see. I do know my husband is trying to corral the kids. Their bedroom, if you're not familiar, is right above me. And when I'm downstairs, they get mad that they can't come down here, and they will subconsciously or consciously just make as much noise as they can in protest. And then I can hear my husband talking to him. I don't know how much of that's being picked up, but that's what's going on. Looking as far as like depth, I don't know that I want to use the black per se today, but there's like a navy that would work. There's a gray. I think I might go into the navy just to deepen it up a little bit. There's the taupey brown that's in here. I just want to see. I feel like that's too dark to blend that out. It works with the tone though. Okay, so we'll keep that like that. And then I may go back in. These are very powdery. There's a lot of kick up in the pan. That doesn't necessarily mean anything good, bad, or indifferent. It's just something to be aware of. I feel like ABH shadows, at least their older palettes, used to have a lot of kick up. I do have a color switch. I'm like rubbing this off on the tablecloth. I do have a color switch down here. This poor tablecloth. Okay, let's go in with a little bit of the blue, just to see what that does. I feel like sometimes these Wet n Wild themed palettes aren't probably necessarily as good as some of their staple palettes, but this one seems, it's fine. Like that color's there. Again, I did go on with a white base. If you don't have a white base, I would just use a super light concealer. That's going to give you the most pop. And I am just blending that up, but I think that looks fine. Again, I don't know that this is anything to write home about, but it's working, it's doing its job. But again, there's a lot of kick up, so just be aware. Let's put on some glitter glue, and then we'll try out a couple of the shimmers. Let's see, I should have a flat brush. Let's see, you'll work. Okay. Yeah, I had the same tube of NYX glitter glue, and I think I had a little bit left in it, but I was like, man, this is an old, it's like 2 or 3 years old. I need to get a new one. Had the new one for like 2 weeks, and the tip completely broke off of the tube. And I think, again, it's just a quality control thing, but still frustrates me. I'm like, I finally break down and get a new one, and then it breaks, and then I'm like, what do I do? But I had one of these in natural that was almost out. I had replaced it and was waiting to open the new one, so I just scraped out what was left, put it in the other one. This was a pain to clean out because that's a really thick product, but it worked. The product is still good. I didn't want to have to buy another tube. I'm going to go in with this white and then this shimmery blue, and then I may try and put a little bit of glitter on top of the white. I don't know. We'll see. It's a very soft. This brush does not want to pick it up. Let's see. That brush isn't happy with that brush. Let's try this brush. It's got, might have to go in with my finger. See, I'm just moving it around. I'm not actually picking it up. Is this like a putty? Kind of? That's kind of weird. don't know that I've encountered a shimmer like that from them. Trying to not dig out a whole bunch. Okay, I got some on my finger. That is definitely an interesting consistency. Probably didn't need the glitter glue with that. We'll put some glitter on top of that. I don't love that shade. Like, it's weird. Like, it's just squishing around. It doesn't want to pick up. Don't love that. Let me come in with this flat brush and see. Definitely not sitting nicely on top of the glitter glue. Let's see. This blue one is fine. I'm going to put that here in the outer over that other blue just to kind of help. Okay. We will be able to salvage this. Yeah, I don't know about that white shade. So my brushes were just moving it around. It didn't want to pick it up. And then even my finger, I was just squishing it. Yeah, don't, but sometimes you get a dud shade in a palette. Okay. I'm gonna maybe reapply some glitter glue on top of that. Now that I found my bigger brush that I was looking for. Okay, we'll just cover it up. And we will move on. Okay, try and wipe off some of that. And then I am just trying to see what I can pick up. Yeah, the other one, oh, I got glitter in my eye. The other one just made my eyelid look textured. Definitely think that salvaged it. That looks better. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to do on the bottom? I'm going to maybe do a little bit of the dark blue and then maybe this light blue. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay. I like the blue shade. Yeah, just stay away from the white shade. The white shade's not real sure. I'll have to investigate on the website. We'll just try a little bit of this the light blue. And then there isn't even really a good inner corner because I would probably use that white. Let's see if I can get a little bit on like a brush like this just for inner corner. Something. And again, it's not really picking up. It's just squishing around. I think I got enough that it's doing a little bit of something. Open this highlighter. There we go. Yeah, I don't like that white shade at all. Put some under the brow too while I'm here. Do not like the white shade. But other than that, palette seems to be good. Try and blend that up. Okay, I'm gonna try and make my eyes match and I'll come right back. Okay, this is a little bit of the white with no glitter glue down. I was able to get some of that. It does look better like that. It's such a weird shade because again, look, this looks tore up for me, like trying to not squish it out, but definitely don't use glitter glue with it. So it is usable. It definitely looks better like this, but I'm gonna finish and keep going. So I did lower lash. I did the dark blue shimmer and the light blue shimmer, and then I just took a little bit of the purple the purple powder just underneath. I like to go in with some sort of powder eyeshadow. Again, the only one that I'm having issues with is Fright. Let's see. Says glimmering satins and self-adhering multi-dimensional glitters. Doesn't say anything about the putty. Just says soft mattes, shiny shimmers, glimmering satins, and self-adhering multi-dimensional glitters. I think because I got this collection a while after it had launched, I think that's maybe why these don't feel as creamy. But again, you just put a glitter glue down. Works fine. The highlighter saved as inner corner and under the brow bone. Didn't have any issues with that. Okay, I'm going to put on just some black tattoo liner and let it dry down, and then we'll try and go over on top of it with the glitter liner. So my wings are, I tried to do wings. Well, I did do wings, but they are not the same on both sides because it's been a hot minute since I've done one. But I think the green is going to look wonky. So just with the colors that I chose, so we'll save that, but we will try, excuse me, the 0. And again, this stuff is pretty sheer, so I think it would lean better. You don't necessarily have to use black. You could use brown or burgundy, whatever kind of liquid, or even a pencil liner that you have. I just think it would lean itself to having a base underneath. Just making sure my brush is cleaned off before I dip back in. And this may not look like anything, but we'll just give it a whirl here. See if we can cover up my bad wing job here. I don't even put liner on most days, so I mean, it's there, you can see it. These are, you know, I'd take it or leave it, but it works. Let's try the mascara. I definitely don't love at least that liner. I think it would probably look better for like a cut crease or something, but yeah, definitely I do think it leads itself to needing some sort of base underneath. The mascara seems to be doing fine. It says it's a tubing one. I don't love tubing mascaras, but that's just a personal preference thing. It's doing something. You can see it. My eyelashes have finally started to get a little bit longer, and they're actually curling a little bit, so I can see it. I'm not going to put any kind of false lashes on for this. Oh, and make sure you are following me over on Instagram. My husband has been doing my descriptions, and he has my socials down below. I've been posting new palettes and then all of my DIY content over there. I've been trying to remember to post it in the YouTube shorts over here, but I'm not posting everything. So definitely make sure you're following me on Instagram. Okay, so I don't think the mascara is bad. Definitely don't like the liner. So yeah, overall, the products were good. The only issue I really had, again, I don't think the metallic liner was that great, at least in the capacity that I used it. I think it would be better if you were doing some sort of graphic liner situation with it. And then that putty eyeshadow. But other than that, I liked everything. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you so much for being here. Again, make sure you're subscribed. All of my other social media platforms will be down below. Make sure you're following me. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye, everybody.